Class, I won't tolerate any excuses for you not doing your research homework. I might consider a nuclear attack or World War III, but no other excuses whatsoever. I am serious. You don't joke around with atomic power. Good day, everyone. Today I'm going to share with you some basic knowledge on Rimatomics. Yes, you can have your nuclear power and energy weapons. You will be powerful with an assortment of energy weapons, microwave area denial systems, Tesla coils, high-energy lasers, railguns, anti-mortar systems, threat detection, drop pods, scramblers, many types of upgrade modules, and nuclear weapons. You still need to be careful in maintaining it. That's why this video is so important. To loosen up, let's watch a video from our sponsor. Stop! Nuclear power isn't just about a weapon or war, but also powerful energy, but of course it's also the defending of your colony. Okay, now you may shoot them again. Today I am going to be presenting you everything you need to know on Rimatomics mod. There will be 3 topics. First is about Rimatomics research. Second is the step-by-step tutorial to build a nuclear reactor with some tips and tricks. Third is about nuclear radiation. Now let's talk about the first topic, the research. Rimatomics has a special research system for progressing through all of the content, but it all starts with a standard Rimworld research project found in the Rimatomics tab in the standard research window. Once this project is completed, you will be able to build a Rimatomics research bench which unlocks the custom Rimatomics research. Access the Rimatomics research window from the main tabs along the bottom or the tab on selected research consoles. There are many different types of project steps. The most basic kind is a normal research step, where a researcher has to stand at the bench and work like vanilla research. There can be versions of this that require different skills such as crafting or construction. Some steps require pawns to work at facilities such as weapons research benches or research reactors. 2 pawns can work on these jobs together to speed it up. There are construction steps where you are required to build certain buildings and set them up in a specific way to complete the task, such as connecting the right kinds of pipes from one building to another. The reactors have a unique construction phase where after constructing the building you will notice the graphic of an unfinished core with tools laying around. Up to 2 constructors must perform more construction work on the core to finish it during this step. It also needs power for the tools. Some upgrade projects for energy weapons such as ERS are blueprint upgrades, meaning once completed any new weapons built will have those upgrades by default, but existing weapons will need to be manually upgraded. As the Rimatomics bench only does Rimatomics research, you might still need the vanilla bench as well, so don't delete them. Let's come to the second topic, a step-by-step building a nuclear reactor. After all the research business set, you'll need a reactor core, 2 of the smaller turbines, some cooling, and a power distribution bank. Recommended to use the water ones as they can stack side by side and have 0 issues with massive cooling. If not, use the towers for similar cooling with smaller power. You will need a reactor core also for the Rimatomics guns, so make sure you master this. The second thing is building a cooling system, radiators, cooling towers, and water cooling plant. You need to connect it all together. You're going to need steam and cold pipes from the reactor to the turbines. Don't worry, these can go one on top of the other. Recommended to build these in walls to keep your base from going nuclear, literally. Step 3, you'll need to set up cooling lines from the cooling buildings to the turbines. Connect the turbine to the reactor with cold blue and hot red water pipes. In a closed loop, it is usually a good idea to include shut-off valves in these pipes as well. Then connect the turbine to the cooling plant with the light blue coolant pipes. Wait a minute, have you subscribed to my channel? I can't believe it. If you haven't yet, go and subscribe, please. Hit that subscribe button and like this video. It's a lot of work. Number 4 is set up the power bank. It recommended each one is set to the base at 2 kilowatts per, so build like 8 in one building and you can go up to 100% and not overload them. Then build a transformer. Connect the transformer to your power grid with the normal power conduit, then attach the transformer to the turbine with the high voltage cable. Use the yellow cable to connect them to the turbines. This is also where the actual power comes from, so connect accordingly. Step number 5, time to set up the control console. Build it in a semi-central area so in case of a solar flare you can easily restart it before the batteries are drained. Use the purple cord, the console loom, to connect this to the reactor. Ensure all of these components, control console, reactor core, cooling system, have power. And now we have made it to step 7, the fueling. To start the reactor, ensure you have enough fuel stockpiled. You'll need a colonist to interact with the control console, which requires 8 intelligence, and right-click the boxes until a blue arrow is presented. This means you have designated a fuel rod to be loaded there. You will need to wait for your colonist to load the fuel. Load as much fuel as you like. At least 2 fuel rods must be adjacent to function properly. Once fueled, you can start the reactor by pressing the green start button. Before I go to the last step, I'd like you to give any comment, question, or request. I love to have mutual interaction, so please write them down in the comment section. And this is the last step. Once the reactor has been started, look to the slider on the right of the menu. This is the level of neutron flux. It controls how far the control rods are raised out of the reactor, which determines how much power it generates. Move the rods to any position you desire. It is recommended to adjust this frequently to slightly above your level of energy consumption to maximize the life of the fuel rods. Once you have done this, you should see the boxes in the center beginning turning yellow, orange, or red. This shows the heat level. Power will start to be produced, but will take some time to fully ramp up. Reactors need refueling very rarely, so you better do it manually. Fresh fuel rods don't emit radiation, only damage and spent ones do. Now we come to the last topic, the nuclear radiation. Radiation causes radiation poisoning. It will heal over time, but if it builds up to 100%, then it switches to fatal radiation poisoning, which slowly kills the pawn over a couple of days. Before you ask, no, you can't fix the fatal radiation poisoning, but I suppose a healer mixture might do it. Just be quick. Radiation poisoning increases disease rates like toxic fallout. There is also DNA damage, which lasts their lifetime and increases cancer rates. While research at a research reactor, colonists may sometimes be exposed to small amounts of radiation. To prevent radiation, fill the storage pool with water, which allows you to safely store spent fuel, and any type of wall can absorb radiation. Stick a radiation detector near the reactor to judge how much radiation it is producing. Use radiation suits and MOPP suits, as they will filter out a large percentage of radiation and can be very powerful when combined with potassium iodide pills. The suit also works for protecting against toxic fallout. Once radiation detection research is complete, all colonists automatically have them. You will hear the clicks and see radiation levels floating from the pawn. The android from android tiers are immune or at least extremely resistant to radiation, and the Evolved Organs Redux mod adds a rad suppressor organ to make your fleshy immortal pawns immune to radiation as well. I hope those 3 topics with some tips and tricks will give you confidence to use Rimatomic mod. One last piece of advice from me is don't always use your common sense, but you should know what you are doing. Thank you everyone for watching, and see you on the next video. King Noobert out. Are you a fan of Rimworld? Do you like strategy games? Do you have a love-hate relationship with the Adobe suite? Well, do I have news for you. We here on the Noobert Show have reached the pinnacle of our abilities. No further can we stretch on our own. And that's where you come in. Video editors. That is right. We have work to do. Email me at the email provided on this YouTube channel's About page to get in touch. Are you not an editor but still want to help out? Well, that's fine because we need gamers too. Hey, someone needs to record all that awesome gameplay footage. It takes a surprisingly long time to do.